this segment, we're going to go over an SCBA Knowledge skill and a Mayday transmission station. For the Mayday message, refer back to the last training segment where we went through what to say and the sequence to go through for your Mayday, and that will help getting ready for this training session. A lot of people think that SCBA Knowledge is only a survival skill, but it couldn't be further from the truth. It's really a lot about a rapid intervention team skill because you need to know everything there is to know about the pack and be able to apply that to a downed firefighter to solve his problem. So if you think back to the message we talked about in the Mayday, we'll go through that once in real time, but before we do it, we're going to set the pack up here to do a drill for everybody. Just keep in mind that when we do this drill back at your place or in your own department, it needs to be done in a completely blacked out room. But what we're going to do now is show you the setup of the pack so that you can get it ready to go. So real briefly, when we take a pack, we'll take this pack into a completely darkened room and set it up for the individual firefighter to come in and practice skills. So when we take the pack, we just want to look at the entire pack, look at the straps in place, look at the way the bottle is attached to the pack, and we're going to start to break things down so that the firefighter can come in and solve the problems with it. We call this basically an SCBA Knowledge station. Thinking about the air pack, there's three ways that you can get air out of it. One is the high pressure connection right down here on the bottom. So what we normally do is just loosen that a couple of turns. That's going to force this firefighter to come in and know everything about his pack and tighten things up. The second place that air would flow is from the bypass valve. So normally what we'll do is come in and also just crack the bypass valve, another problem-solving step for the firefighter. And then the last on this Scott regulator is we hit the donning switch so that now air will flow unless they come in and stop it. They can stop it from the doffing switch right here. So we've got airflow now set up that they have to troubleshoot. The next thing we would do with the pack is just loosen the retaining band so that the bottle's loose. And again, we're looking for them to come in and put this all back together so that it's functional and in perfect working order. The next thing we do is we always like to come in and tighten the shoulder straps down so that they have to manipulate those with a gloved hand. And then take the waist strap, connect the waist strap, and then tighten that down as well. And then lastly, what we'll do is take the harness on the face mask and tighten those straps, a couple of them, so that they have to manipulate it, and then simply twist it through the shoulder strap, which is a final step in setting the pack up. Now, a lot of guys will say that you'll never find a pack like this, and that's not really the point here. The point is you want guys to know their equipment inside and out so that they can solve problems. So this is not really a timed skill. It's more of a proficiency skill. We want them to come in and solve this. Now to run the drill, you'd set the pack up like this on the inside. Once the pack's set up, you'd bring the firefighter into the darkened room. The first thing you want them to do is to get on air as quick as possible. This would simulate the fact that their mask was ripped off or something happened, but air is the most important thing that they have on the inside. Once they get on air, you want them to immediately transmit a Mayday over a radio. This gives them an in-context Mayday transmission that's something that would happen on the fire ground. So they get on air, they're breathing air, and now they transmit the Mayday, which we talked about last time, and then they go to troubleshoot their pack so that they get it fully on. After the Mayday was transmitted, they would activate their pass device. The reason we don't let that run through the entire session is we just don't want them to be deaf at the end of the session. So we have them activate their pass device, then reset their pass device, continue to get everything put on the right way. Once it's on and everything's in place, then they would just exit the room and we would check them out, go over what they did, and then the training session's done. It's a great session to run through. You can pick any drill night and just do this, and it builds confidence and it gets people proficient with the gear. Okay, remember, when you do this drill, this will be in a completely blacked out room, and this is what you're looking for the firefighter to do. Mayday, mayday, mayday. McCormack, ladder 7, sign search in the basement. We're lost, we're trapped, we need help getting out. We need help getting out.